Man, Tuukka Rask isn't supposed to be that good. What do his numbers say? Well, this season he had a .914 save percentage. That's pretty good. A 2.85 goals against per game. Ew, and Boston finished the 4th seed? It says right here, dude. The numbers don't lie. It says right... Oh, what's wrong? These are Andrew Raycroft stats from the Italian League. Oh my god, finally! Go Canadian fire!
Country!
Deal with it.
Elon Smash!
Owen Grabowski.
GTFO.
I got it from afar. The Leafs lose 5-2 in Game 3 and fall behind 2-1 in the series to the Boston Bruins. And the first 2 playoff videos had like a lot of X's and O's and stuff. I don't want to talk about that in this one. I want to talk about something that really pissed me off in a story from last night. Because I was at the crazy festivities down at Maple Leaf Square. I heard there were over 17,000 people just watching the game outside the arena. And of course my phone died, so I wasn't keeping up to date on Twitter, but when I got home, I discovered that apparently some idiot Leaf fan had a sign that was both insulting to Bostonians and embarrassing for Torontonians. Here's the sign. It says Toronto Stronger, so basically parodying the Boston Strong campaign following, you know, the bombings. Use your frickin' head, dummy! I wish I'd have seen this guy. He wouldn't have a stupid sign anymore. And after Game 2, I wrote an article about a Leaf fan that got knocked out by an angry Boston fan, and I got tons of messages from embarrassed Bostonians saying we apologize on behalf of this guy. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to apologize for one idiot. And yet here we are after Game 3, this idiot has that sign, and all I want to do is apologize to Boston. It was a real cringeworthy lack of judgment. And for the somewhere between 35,000 and 40,000 Leaf fans that were inside the arena and outside watching on the big screen, and the millions watching at home, congrats, dude, you made us all look bad. So Boston, I'm sorry, this guy doesn't represent Toronto. And I will say, Toronto, anyone who saw this guy with the sign, next time, step up, because it might have worked. It actually worked out great for me before the game. Let me tell you a story. So I was in line just to get in Maple Leaf Square. I was in line to watch the game outside. First home playoff game in 9 years and some change will do that. If you're familiar with the area, the lineup started at Maple Leaf Square and wrapped halfway around the apartment building to York and Lakeshore. Anyway, so you got this crazy long lineup of Leafs fans, which is hilarious because you could hear Bruins fans coming from like a kilometer away because the boos just got louder and closer to you. And people were starting chants in the lineup and stuff, but then one guy and his buddy started a chant that I didn't like. And it was, "You're a faggot!" And despite, you know, the video blog with toy figurines in the background, that's how I know I've matured a bit. Because when I was some grade 7 or 8 goofball, I used to drop that word like it was the. And now I hear that word and I just, I react like physically. I can't, And so I turn around and I yell at the guy, I go, "Hey, shut the f*** up!" And so I start chirping this guy, right, about doing that. And he's trying to say something, and I thought I heard something totally different. What I thought he said, and I've heard this before when you try to tell someone not to say that word, I thought he said, "You're gay, it's okay, I get it." So immediately I just want to kick his ass. But what he actually said was, okay, I watch your blogs. And then he started apologizing like profusely. So there's an example of him handling something wrong by saying the wrong thing, but then I kind of approached that situation a little too aggressively. I shouldn't have got mad because he was actually apologizing. But the best part was this guy kept like he was genuine, like I shouldn't have said that word. I wasn't thinking. And we ended up partying the rest of the night and watched the game together. And again, just like the Toronto Stronger sign guy, this guy was just using a lack of judgment, but it was pointed out to him and he adjusted accordingly, said sorry. And this is why I love sports and love hockey, because yeah, it is just a game, but it's also a microcosm of life, you know? Because based on the 2 stories that I just told you, plus the Leaf fan getting punched in Game 2, we've already touched on needless violence, homophobia, belittling good causes, and going back to last year's playoffs, Bruins fans know all about having to apologize for a small yet loud and stupid group when they said all those racist things after Joel Ward's overtime winner. And almost as equally dumb people will go, "Well, that's just what Boston is, they're just a bunch of idiots. That's just what Toronto is, they're a bunch of idiots." No, it's a tiny little group, and you gotta let them know what's up. Now, can we get to the game, please? It's not going to be very long. Pretty simple analysis. I could tell what the Bruins were trying to do maybe in the first 2 5 minutes of the game. In game 1, the Leafs couldn't get anything going. In game 2, they were just clicking and using all their speed and skill to their advantage and executing it perfectly. And with the ACC rocking, going nuts, first playoff game in Toronto in 9 years, fans losing their minds, the Bruins had to slow things down. Forcing a lot of offsides, little icing calls, covering up the puck at every chance and stopping play. Combine that with the ref being the star of the show in the face-off dot, and you got a tremendously slowed down game. The Leafs couldn't deal with it, and they totally lost their focus. And a lingering problem from the Ron Wilson era of the Leafs, maybe even before that. Under Ron Wilson, scoring wasn't a massive problem for the Leafs. They could get it done most of the time. It was when they couldn't score that they started just not being able to deal with it and screwing up. The forwards start giving up on defense. The defense try to overcompensate a little too much. Their passes are terrible, giveaways, and it ends up just making the problem worse, and that's exactly what we saw in the second period. If they were more responsible and didn't do that ridiculous giveaway pass to Danny Pyatt, Kessel scores early in the third. It's a 3-2, 1-goal game. And I'll say what I said after game 1. It's a winnable series. The Leafs can beat the Bruins, but right now the Leafs are making the Bruins look better than they are. And the last thing I want to hear, if the Leafs end up losing game 4 and then get knocked out in 5 or whatever, is people going, well, Toronto's still looking for a playoff win on home ice. It's been like 10 years now. As they just beat that dead horse into the Earth's crust. So for game 4, don't let the Bruins slow the pace down. And if the Bruins happen to jump out to an early lead, you came back in game 2. Don't get all panicky Pete. So that was a bit of a bummer, but let me make it up. Here's some video from Maple Leaf Square. There were several people there. And this is a few minutes, but it's worth it. There was a lineup to get into Maple Leaf Square just to watch the game outside. Here's how long the lineup was.
Here at Maple Leaf Square, I thought I was just going to get in willy-nilly for the playoffs to watch Game 3. So there it is, a lot of people already, but apparently there's a lineup. So how about I, go to the end of the lineup? That's how people get into things, right? Alright, well, those are folks who just gave up and don't even want to deal with the line. So they're taking up a little spot just where they can kind of stand and sort of see the screen from a distance. Here's the lineup. Watch this. Oh, don't want to get hit. This is the lineup to watch from outside. Oh, what? Absolutely. Sorry, I had to take some pictures with my people. Look at this. Oh, what's up, buddy? You're gonna be in a video tomorrow. Yeah. Leafs go. That was Jeff Morris. Look at this. What's up? Yeah. Those are jacked up gentlemen. This is the lineup to watch from outside, by the way. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Those people are excited. I'm gonna walk on this thing. Oh, no, there's branches. Oh my god, that was like a cheer. What's up, dude?
What's up, Dango?
High five. Yeah.
You're that guy on YouTube.
I am. What's up? Hi. Let's shake hands. This will be in the video tomorrow. That's my hand. There you go. I'm that guy on YouTube. I'm Ray William Johnson. What's up? Look at this.
Go Leafs! Woo!
Holy. Dude, I'm getting tired. Hey, look, Bruins fans. What's up? First two. All right. Torontonians, here's where I am. Very not the entrance.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wait. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching. In the underbar, I interviewed the Leafs fan that was knocked out in Boston after Game 2. Check out how he's doing. Read the post-game blog in the underbar, and I'll have to see you after Game 4. Giver.